Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Artkin and this is the place where I draw what you want to see. And I've got something really different on my hands today because I'm going to be drawing something that's not been put to film just yet. But there are a lot of rumors going on about it. I'm going to be drawing Jared Leto's Joker from the Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, a post-apocalyptic nightmare version of Joker. It's going to be a lot of fun, so stay with me till the end because I'm going to be sharing a lot of tips and tricks on how I make my workflow as fast as I've actually brought it to be. And I put out one drawing a day, almost every single day on my Instagram, so make sure you follow me there to get my art first, and let's get into it. Alright, let's get started. So what I end up starting up with is collecting reference pictures of the Nightmare timeline because I want to make this painting look distinctive enough from all the other pieces that I have put forward in relation to the characters that have been shown in the DC films right now in the Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman timeline. I want to make it look like something that's set in the future, that's set in that Nightmare timeline that Zack Snyder is cooking up for his Justice League movie. And fact of the matter is, we were gonna get like 3 different Justice League movies. Batman was supposed to die, I think, in the second one or something. I do not remember what the original plan was, but the entire thing was there would be a future where Superman would go bad and Flash would run back in time, and then that would be the scene that connects to Batman vs Superman, where Batman is in his Batcave and Flash just appears out of nowhere in his dream and says that Lois is the key. So Lois was the key to making sure that Superman does not become a bad guy in the future. So I think what I essentially wanted with this painting was to create that look, right? That look from the Nightmare timeline that we have seen in all the Justice League trailers, that we've seen in all the Batman vs Superman shots of the Nightmare timeline. It's all dusky, there are sand dunes everywhere, there's sand flowing around everywhere. It's crazy. So I wanted to be in a position where I could create something like that, and that's essentially the purpose of using the reference pictures I used to create the look that I wanted for this entire painting. So I then went on to collect reference pictures of Jared Leto, and I had this very specific image in mind. I wanted him to be looking down, and I found exactly that. It's a background image. It's a behind the scenes image that I got from the Suicide Squad set pictures, and Jared Leto looks exactly the way I want him to look for my painting. That was the reference I wanted, and I got it. So I got that reference in, increased the sharpness of the reference, made sure I made it look as crisp as possible because it's essential for you to use proper reference in terms of creating something that looks like a specific person. To increase my workflow speed, end up tracing over the basic anatomy lines of the face and the basic shapes of the face, which allows me to have a really quick way of getting through things. I want to be able to reiterate this in almost every other video that I put out. Listen, if you're tracing, just know what you're doing. Tracing itself is not going to get you anywhere, so make sure if you're tracing, know what you're doing. You can draw freehand. It's very important for you to practice that as well. Again, I want to be in a position where I can create something different, right? What I think Zack Snyder is doing with his Justice League movie right now is something that's not been seen before, at least in terms of scale. This is a full feature 4-hour long movie that was originally supposed to come out in 2017 with him attached as its original director, and then it didn't come out. If we had Zack Snyder's version of Justice League come out in theaters back in 2017, it would never be what it is right now. Let's just say Zack Snyder got his entire plan in place and he got the chance to make that plan come to life. Sure, I think that would be better than what we're getting now, but given the circumstances that we found the DC universe in back in 2017 when the Justice League movie was coming out, I don't think they would have kept Zack Snyder on charge and on board after the first Justice League movie came out, right? So Zack Snyder's Justice League movie back in 2017 would have been a very cut off, shelved version of the movie that we're getting now, and it's not even the same movie because he is practically cramming up parts of Justice League 2 and Justice League 3 maybe into one specific film. The 5-act story structure he wanted was Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Justice League 1, Justice League 2 and Justice League 3. Batman was supposed to die at the end of one of the movies, which then essentially allowed Clark to have his kid, and he named him Bruce. That was the plan. that Zack had in mind originally, but you can't exactly do that because fact of the matter is that Ben Affleck is negotiating deals to come back. They're going ahead with the DCEU. They're not stopping where Zack Snyder is stopping, right? So you got to keep in mind anything that I discuss in this video isn't specifically spoilers because the plan has totally changed. He doesn't have to do it in 3 movies anymore. He's literally making 1 movie with plot elements from all 3 movies crammed up into a 4-hour runtime. And sure, 4 hours is a very long period of time that is there. Some people, you can use 4 hours as a means to introduce new characters to people and have them care about those characters and tell a story in those 4 hours that is fully fleshed out and everything. But part of me is a little scared as well because fact of the matter is Justice League is a really deep movie when it comes to content, right? You've got the mother boxes, you've got Darkseid, you've got Superman's death, you've got Superman's resurrection, you've got Batman, you've got the Flash that they need to introduce, you've got Aquaman and Cyborg that they need to introduce, with Cyborg's origin story playing a major role in the Justice League plot as well. So part of me is scared because I don't really know how they'll balance so many things at once. That being said, I do think a 4-hour runtime is long enough for them to be able to do it, right? But then again, I think if they had, let's say, a 6-hour long miniseries on their hand, this is supposed to be a 4-hour long miniseries with each episode being an hour long. Let's say if they had a 6-hour long miniseries, they might have been able to tell the story a lot better, maybe in a more fleshed out way, because part of me wants Justice League to be the movie that sums up Zack Snyder's character arcs, right? For Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman as well to a certain extent, even though Patty Jenkins is doing a really good job, at least so far. I've not watched Wonder Woman 84 yet. I've heard that it's good. I've also heard that it's really bad. So I don't really know how that's going to be. But fact of the matter is, Patty Jenkins has done a good job with making sure that the Wonder Woman character is modernized in a way where people can relate to the character and make it so that at the end of the day, there is the police sirens in the background shit. Make Wonder Woman character modernized enough that people can understand her and relate to her and actually be invested in the story that she has, you know. I've never been the biggest Wonder Woman fan. I'm still not the biggest Wonder Woman fan. I'm not the biggest fan of the first Wonder Woman movie either, but I like it, right? And that says something because before she appeared in Batman vs Superman, I did not give a shit about Wonder Woman at all. I understand she's one of the flagship DC heroes. I understand that she is one of the Trinity. I understand she is one of the greatest DC heroes that happened to the page and on screen. I get that. It's just, for me, Wonder Woman was never someone that I actually specifically, related to. And she wasn't exactly a character that specifically resonated with me. But then I got into reading more and more about her. I recently read a Wonder Woman story where she is hurled into the future because of a war that happened between her and Superman or something, where she fights off as the last superhero on the planet or something. Forgot what it was called, but that story was really cool. So more of that. I would love for Wonder Woman to be that in film. And I think Zack Snyder has done a good job so far in Batman vs Superman and whatever little I think we've seen of Justice League as well. I think he's doing a pretty good job with Wonder Woman. So I want to be in a position where I can see something like that being brought to life, and I want Joker to be something like that as well. The rumor is Joker in Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to steal the mother box, right? That Batman, Cyborg, and the Flash then used to build the cosmic treadmill that Barry travels back in time to help, right? So Joker plays a very important role, and he's rumored to have brown hair with bits of green in there, which is essentially what I'm trying to draw with this painting as well. I use the lighting system that Art Studio Pro has to allow myself to get into the head of what the Nightmare timeline might look like when it comes to lighting different characters and everything, because the Nightmare timeline in itself is composed mainly of yellows, oranges, browns and everything. God, what are these sirens for? Sirens in the background. Anyway, but yeah, fact of the matter is I want to be able to create something that looks like the Nightmare timeline. And that's essentially what I'm doing right now as well. And I'm super excited to see that happen on film as well, because I want to see a version of Joker that people can look at and see and think, oh, this is actually really different from what we've seen so far. We've seen Heath Ledger's Joker, and as much as I love his performance in The Dark Knight, I wasn't the biggest fan of Heath Ledger's Joker. Fine, fair enough. Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was pretty cool, even though it wasn't exactly the Joker that you see from the comic books. I think it's almost like it's an Elseworld story, right? It's almost like it's a what-if story. It's like an alternate reality type of story when it comes to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. So I really liked his Joker, but I mean, if he was a psychopathic murderer that Joker is in the comics, I think that could work with the Matt Reeves Batman movies. You know what? Get Matt Reeves' Batman into the Justice League. You know, do that. Get Robert Pattinson to be the Batman in the Justice League movie after Flashpoint happens. I would love to see a younger Batman in Justice League again. Because as much as I love the idea of an older, more grizzled up, edgy, and dark Batman, as much as I would love that, I do think the possibility of having a young Batman on your team allows you to tell the story that you want to tell much longer compared to having Ben Affleck. Sure, Ben Affleck could have been Batman for the next 10 years, but then eventually he would have to die, which I understand. Any version of Batman could potentially have to die based on what the storyteller wants for the character. But with, let's say, Robert Pattinson, right? I know he's the kind of actor that does a lot of independent movies, who does a lot of indie movies in a way where, you know, he only likes to do things that are different and standalone. So get that. If you can actually manage to make something good enough for him to be in there, I think that would be quality, standard quality. Anyway, the Zack Snyder Justice League movie is looking spectacularly exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun, and this is supposed to be what, well, at least what my version of Jared Leto's Joker would potentially look like in the Zack Snyder Justice League movie. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's been great, and this is what Jared Leto's Joker would look like in the new Justice League movie coming out in 2021. It's been a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun drawing this because it's different from all the other things that I've actually drawn till now, and it was different and it was fun. And I want to keep making these videos, you know, because at the end of the day, it allows me to just like sit back, decompress a little bit, talk to the camera, talk to you guys. And it's just great. I'm just sending things out into the void, so it's fun. Anyway, make sure you follow me on Instagram, because that's where I post my art first. I interact with the community there. I talk to you guys over there. I hold a lot of polls and Q&As over there, because I believe in making things that you guys would love to see as well, not just things I like to make, right? So I want to be in a position where I can create things like that. So I hold a lot of polls and Q&As there. So make sure you follow me on Instagram, because that's where I post my art first. Links to socials will be in the description below. Let me know what you want to see from Joker in the Zack Snyder Justice League movie, because it's going to be really, really crazy seeing him in there with the Justice League members in the future. It's going to be a lot of fun, and this has been a lot of fun, and I will see you guys next time.